Hi, and welcome back to Share Your Truth. This is episode 2, Struggles and Strengths, and I'm Bridget Marie.
I'm Triana.
I'm Candace.
I'm Raquel.
I'm Mika Mean.
I'm Jasmine.
Okay, so I would like to just go straight into my struggles. Okay, I would say my biggest struggle is just really moving and reacting off of my emotions way too quick without like evaluating within myself, thinking about it. I just act so fast off of my emotions, and I'm finding that like it's just getting me in bigger trouble than where I'm already at. Like I'm already upset, I'm already in my feelings, and now since I'm reacting off of it, since I'm moving in it, I just make the situation all the more worse. And I find myself so many times like, man, I wish I didn't say that. Yeah. Like as soon as I send a text message, I'm like, ooh, iPhone needs to get something where we could just like so that's just like a huge struggle for me, and it's something that I really want to improve on because like I said, it's just getting me in so much more trouble. And I remember earlier you had said when you was talking about like you didn't even want the dude, but you didn't want nobody else to have him, right? So even in a situation with me reacting to my emotions, it's like in any situation though, it's like I don't really care, but at the time since it hurt my feelings and I'm moving so fast, and after I go back, I'm like, it didn't even really matter. But again, since I'm reacting so fast,
so you're not responding, you're reacting. That's your flesh. Your flesh is reacting.
I used to do that. I used to be big with acting off of my emotions, like super huge. Like that's why I used to fight so much, because like if I'm mad, it's popping off. But as I got older, I had to really just tell myself like, think before you react. Think. So like even though you mad and about to send a text message, you thinking to yourself like, is it really? Do I really? Should I give my energy to this? What can I give my energy to?
And the crazy thing about it is this is why it's a struggle, because I be doing all
and you still push still like, there it is.
And I mean, I was thinking about a situation since last night. This happened like today. I just found myself reacting into something. So I've been thinking on it for the past 12 hours.
Okay.
And I still sent the text message. As soon as I was sitting like, why?
No, but you felt that way.
Exactly.
And it's okay to get to be emotional sometimes. You get what I'm saying? It's okay to feel the way. If you thought about it for 12 hours and your mind didn't change, baby girl, that was your feeling. That was your feeling.
No.
But could it also be that maybe your spirit is just convicted because you couldn't have sent that? So I feel like it could be either or.
Right. I used to do this. I used to either send it to a friend first, like I had to or I would put it in my notepad, and it's only like your notes on your phone, because once you get it out, you feel a little bit, because sometimes it's just the fact that you need to get it out.
Exactly.
So I would do that a lot in my past relationship. I'd be like,
okay, I'm gonna try that, because I was talking myself up like, don't even put no energy into that, but it was staying on my mind, and like it was bothering me.
Because if you don't get it out, then it's gonna keep
that's how you
bothering
felt though,
right?
And but it's okay to have emotions, right?
But I just feel like and I like it is my emotions, and it is okay for me to say that, but I need to learn how to control them a little bit better, because even I was working those 2 jobs, right? And Lord, I got tired, and I just reacted too quick off of my emotions, like, oh, I don't want to be here, I don't want to do this, and that is not how I know that I want to act, how I'm supposed to act. But since my feelings was tangled up, since I'm irritated, I got an attitude with this person, now I'm just like saying whatever to people, and I'm like, man, I am not representing who God called me to be. And I'm a firm believer.
That's your flesh reacting.
The struggle is real.
But we are made of flesh, so don't beat yourself up about it. My thing is, if you see what needs to be worked on, so that's where you take that time. Okay, you lay this at His feet. God, I need you to work on this. Like, you see how I'm reacting? I don't want to react because that's my flesh. I want to respond.
You're so right, and that's what I was gonna say is one of my strengths. Is because I think I'm pretty good I do beat myself up a little bit, and I'm getting better at that. But one of my strengths is like reevaluating and seeing where I went wrong. And I'm so adamant about wanting to be better. I'm so adamant about wanting to just change from how I used to be. Where I'm just always like, okay, God, even in that job situation, I know where I reacted wrong there. Help me with that. And I believe since I have that mindset and I am so hungry to just want to be the best version of me, that really helps me, and I'm able to reevaluate where I went wrong, how I could have went another path. I just, like I said, I found myself in crazier situations than where it was already at. Like I could have just let that situation
God
alone.
is allowing you to be put in those crazy situations because you need to see those ways that you're reacting and not responding. So don't beat yourself up about it, because that's something that you didn't know about yourself until you got in those situations.
Self-reflecting is the best. And everybody don't know how to self-reflect. So when you learn how to self-reflect on yourself, like step out of yourself and look at yourself, like, hold up, like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, because a lot of people don't know how to self-reflect. A lot of people think what they do is right. A lot of people think them popping off is what's supposed to go on. And having a strength to self-reflect, you could kind of
That's a strength right there.
That's what I'm saying. I believe.
You know what I'm saying? To self-reflect, that's a blessing within anything. To even just come outside yourself and just be like, nah, this ain't cool. I want to be better. I want to do better. You know? So that's dope.
I had a revelation one day when I was going through something, and God just showed me that, you know how to give your body the stress test to see what's wrong with your body? They put your body under certain stresses to see what your heart is doing or how your lungs are moving. And every situation is a stress test. Every situation is a stress test to show you, okay, your attitude need to get better. Oh, you need to do better with your finances. Oh, you need to do better with your relationships. Oh, you need to talk better to people. Like every situation is a stress test, and when you mess up and you be like, dang, that's a reminder, like, okay, I need to get better in this area, because if that situation would have never happened, you would have never known that you were struggling in that area. You think your stuff don't stand, like everything is straight, but now you like, oh, I need to work on my, how I respond to stuff.
Where can you get that technology?
Where those tests are right? No, that's good though, because when you do self-reflect or go through certain things, you know how to handle it, or how you would want to handle it if it happened to you again. Right. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, if this happens to me again, think about it. Don't react how you usually react, because that's not my best self. You know, and I know that I'm working towards my best self. I'm not my best self right now, but I know that I want to be better. Right. So when you think of that, it's like, that's true. That's so true. Yeah, that's deep.
That goes to like my strength and my weakness. Like my strength is my personality of being like, I can have a strong personality, not in a bad way. I just think that I know what I want in a sense, so my personality can come off strong. But as I self-reflected over the years, because that's something that I was told in many of my relationships, like your personality is strong, and I think it's good for my business hat, but I would take it into my relationships. But I used to think that they was just talking to make an excuse, but that self-reflection was like, no, Trey, there's some things about you that you need to change in that area, because you have to be willing to just take the back seat sometimes. You know what I'm saying? And it even goes back to that reacting and responding. Like, because I have a strong personality, I know what I'm about to say, because you don't know what I'm about to say. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying? I need to tell you. You think you had it, but you ain't got it. But I've learned to just shut up. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Just shut up and just in a relationship, let that man be the man. But I had a hard time with that. And I'm telling y'all, like, it's been years. I remember this one boyfriend used to always tell my mom, like, your daughter got a really, really strong personality. I think he said it was controlling in a sense. But I never felt like I was controlling. But I just told you what I wanted. I just need you to hear what I'm saying, So I think that is good for certain parts of my life, but there's certain times I need to just sit back. So it's still a struggle today, and that's probably why I'm single. No, seriously, because God is working with me, because just like you guys were saying, there's some things that you think you good in that. Like, it's okay to have But there's some stuff that I'm working on. I'm like, God, show me that. And the more and more that I seek God and read His Word, I'm understanding what the position of a woman is and in a relationship a wife is. But not knowing that, I was quick to tell you something.
Okay.
But a man called it controlling because you're trying to tell them. I'm not telling you what. I'm telling you how you can make it better for us.
Exactly.
I'll just give you a little insight.
I think all women like that, do we not?
I know I do.
But there's some men that's okay with that, and some that are have a strong personality too. Yeah. They're like, well, I think it's okay too. Well, Lord, no. I'm actually
like, you put me in a skirt and you wearing a pants and I don't like
that. Don't work, right?
I mean, it's not like you trying to change a tire and you like have him sitting in the car feeling like a woman.
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you're just giving your opinion on how to make things a little bit better. And some men, to me, I feel like some men just can't handle a strong woman. Period.
Yeah.
You know, some men just can't handle that.
And I think it's just some men that just like, oh, you're supposed to be submissive.
Yeah.
They so over that they just want the woman to submit to them, like and as a wife, yes, you're supposed to, you know, but. It's hard. I understand.
And then I was also told that I try to change them too. So with all that mixed in, I'm really trying to be on the outside. I'm serious, you guys. I want to be on the outside of those situations, and I'm literally going back to that very first time I heard this relationship was way like maybe 15 years ago that I heard that.
Multiple people told you that?
At least 2 or 3.
Wait, hold on. But do you be trying to change them?
No. The more recent one I've heard that I've been trying to change. The other ones I just heard that I was controlling.
I think it's
I think that's a lack of word
thinking that your mate or that
I'm just outspoken.
Oh, see,
in my relationship, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But when you're saying too much, some men can't take that you're saying too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know. I'm reflecting still, y'all. I'm still reflecting.
But maybe it is the way you're saying it.
How you feel like you demasculate him or something.
That could be. That's what I'm saying. I'm doing.
Your facial expressions.
I'm so serious because
You're the sweetest little thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you're so subtle. Like you.
I believe that I am, but I'm very outspoken. Like if you have to deal with me in business,
she got them Timbs on.
The Tim showed me that you got your business. You got your business and you
when it comes to, I just learned that is me. But I also know that there's some kills is crazy. But I also know that in business it works wonderfully.
Right.
It works good.
Do you like it about yourself? Do you like?
I never noticed it.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's all new to me. So now that it's been shown to me over and over and over the years, I'll be a fool not to take a look at it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
To at least look at it and say, well, are there some things that I need to change because it's something. If these people don't know each other, you know what I'm saying. So to me, that's something that I'm struggling with because I'm like, God, show me because I don't see it. I'm gonna say every part of it. I can't even think of a conversation because I'm gonna love you the way that you are, but I'm gonna also tell you like I want you to tell me.
Yeah,
that's true. You know what I'm saying? It might be the way I'm saying it. It might be the timing that I'm saying it. Maybe I need to wait and not say what I say. Yeah. So I'm working on that, and like I said, I believe that's why I'm single right now. If the Lord got some things He's ironing out.
That's like my strength. Like I have a very strong personality. Like my personality is strong. I talk strong. I love strong. That's my strength. But it also could coincide into a struggle because some people can't take it. Some people can't take how bold I am or how strong or how massive my personality is. Like sometimes I might walk in a room and people might get dim. I'm not trying to dim that like little mama. I'm just doing me. Right. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that becomes that's my strength, and it becomes a struggle for me. But I also had to realize, like, I'm not about to dummy down who I am to please nobody. Right. If your light can't shine when I walk through, I'm sorry, baby girl. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Tell you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what to do. Because I'm not about to dummy down myself. Yeah. So please you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta call the light company or something. I don't know. But that's a struggle. That's a strength. it ain't a struggle, but it becomes a struggle. It could become a struggle because sometimes people is just not capable to withstand, how strong you are or how broad your personality is. Right. And then my weakness, I wouldn't even call it a weakness. It's a struggle that I'm working on. Like, I don't let people get too close to me that I know could hurt my feelings. Like, if I know you can hurt my feelings, I like put you over there. Like, it's like, no, you gonna go over there because I know that you can hurt my feelings. You get what I'm saying? So that's one of my struggles that I'm working on. And guess what? I just found this out. Literally,
that's a struggle.
That's a struggle. I just found this out. Like, why is it that the people that are close to me or the people that I know that I love, why do I push them away? And I thought to myself, like, why? And I'm having a conversation with one of my ex dudes or whatever, and we talking, and he like, I don't understand. I'm like, you could hurt my feelings. As we talking, I'm like,
light bulb came on.
Yes. He like, and I'm like, you could hurt my feelings. So if you could hurt my feelings, I don't even want to deal with you because you could hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
How's it so? Like, is it rejection or is it something that they say that hurts you? Like, what?
Anything.
Like, they just have that power.
He has the power to hurt my feelings in whatever aspect. Like, I could deal with a dude. I could be with him right now, and he probably can't hurt my feelings.
But if it was,
you do have that particular person, he would be able to hurt my feelings. Like, I'd be like, oh well, I don't argue. I'd be like, okay, so what's up? What you're gonna do? But with certain people like him, I'd be like, no.
You got a wall of protection.
Do not. No. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Do you shut down or like how do you push him away?
I won't, like, I'll give him, like, I'll feed him with a long handle spoon. It's like I'll be fishing with him. Like, I don't let him get too far. Because if I see him getting too far, I'll start reeling him back in. Like, no, he getting too far. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I keep him at shore. I'm going to say, like, I keep him here. And when I keep him here, it's like, okay, he borderline here. He's not mine. So he can do what he really want to do. But if he was to take a step further, I would be hurt. Like, and he asked me, like, so could I, how would you feel if I was like, my feelings would be hurt. I had to tell him, like, my feelings would be hurt if you was to go get into a relationship, even though I don't want you right now. Lord, don't get in a relationship.
I don't want you right now.
Don't get in a relationship. Okay.
I'm watching this. You watching this? All the ladies watching this, stay away from him.
I'm telling you.
I know real when you can get the line to everybody. Do not get into no relationship. You hurt my feelings.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
So when he asked me that, light bulb went off, and I really was thinking to myself, like, that's crazy. I do not let people that I know that can hurt my feelings get too close to me. I keep them at bay. I keep them at shore. Like, I just be like,
is that with family too?
Everybody. And I thought about it, like, I had to think about it with, like, my mom. I had to think about it with him. I had to think about it with just everybody that I know that are, like, significant to me, intimate to me, or I feel some type of way in my heart. I keep them, like, I don't.
That's crazy because I feel like my weakness is not letting people. I don't know, not letting you get too close too. But it's with everybody. I don't have no. It ain't no restriction. Like I don't be liking the hug, and I don't know what I asked myself today. I'm like, why you won't let people love you? That's my thing. Letting you love me. And it's like super, like, get it together, Bridget, because it'll be like my nieces and nephews, they like, hi auntie, like, don't get too close. Like, the only person who I really let get close is Josiah. It's my son. And I'm like, Lord, you have got to break down. But I don't know why I do it. I don't have no reason behind it. I've been doing it since I was like little or whatever. And I'm like, okay, God, help me see me, right? So even walking in here about to film, I walk past Jasmine and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, hug her. That's what I said in my mind. But some is like, nope, like, don't get too close. And it was just like, and I just walked past. And I'm just like, hugging somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I want to. I like it's certain people like Trey. It's like she just do
I'ma make you
like right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I get my pass. You know what I'm saying? Right. Don't try to hug me twice. One more time.
Wait, don't try to rub my belly either. She be like,
even when I was like reaching to hug you today, you was like, what? Oh, hi, Candace.
It's not.
You know what? I used to be like that. Like I promise. And when I wanted to change fully, I was like, you know what? I have to do everything different. And now, that's how I greet people. At first, I used to be like, I don't hug, give me a like, well, hey, how you doing? Like, you know, I used to be that type. But now that I don't know what happened, but I'm more of a, like, when people say, hey, I be like, hey, come here, give me a hug. Like, I'm a hugger. And I didn't used to be a hugger. I was the one, like, give me a dap. Throw your head up. Like, I was one of those. So I feel you because I used to be that same exact way. Like, same exact way. It's just, you a G.
I need
G's need love.
Okay.
but when that comes,
struggle for real. That's
when that goes away, it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's gonna.
I don't think I'm gonna be huggy.
But something's gonna happen in your life. Watch.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
Because everything behind that is beautiful with you.
Yeah.
Like you're loving. Once you get past that, I mean.
Yeah, I feel no one have to question whether Bridget or not.
Yeah,
if
that's
you love me or not. Like I know for sure you mess with me all the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Whether you hug me or not, and I
make it known up front. Like even my aunties and them, they be like, can you give me a hug? Like, come on, man, y'all know, like, it's not what I do.
Yeah.
But if I walk into a house and it's not my house, I'll hug everybody. That's no problem. Like I'll hug everybody. When I'm leaving, I'm saying bye. I'm not giving you another hug.
Right.
It's just but it is.
No, I
really do want to do it. It's hard.
And maybe that's why the opportunities are coming to you with like the hug, like give me a hug, like that's
no, but you wanted to be able to be not thought of. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to have a thought like about it. Like I used to struggle with that. Like if I think about it, it's just not in me right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I don't think about it, it becomes natural. Then that's when it becomes like a chemistry thing, a vibe, or whatever.
Yeah.
But if I think about it before, I'm like, that's just not me. Like,
but there are some things that you gotta talk yourself through.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like affirmations. You know that those things are true. But you got to keep speaking them into your life until your heart start believing it and you start walking in it. So you might have to be intentional about at least start speaking it. Yeah, speaking it, and then be intentional with like starting with at least your family. You know what I'm saying? And then take those baby steps and then start like then before we know it, you giving out hugs, girl, all the time.
One of my strengths, I believe, is, and this is, I am not trying to be like funny or nothing. I believe that it could be a struggle or it could be a strength depending on how I use it. But people are attracted to me. And I'm not talking about physical. I'm not talking about like a man trying to get with me, nothing like that. I'm just talking about when I step on the scene, there is an attraction to me. And I want to call it anointing. I'm just going to call it anointing or my light. But I'll just call it anointing for right now. And God showed me this when I was younger, but I did not want to accept it until I got older and stepped into the purpose that He had for me. But literally, when I speak out of my mouth, when words come out of my mouth, people is listening. And it's not many, I can't say not many people listen to other people, you know what I'm saying? But I know that when I speak, people are listening. They're not only listening, they trying to do what I said do. And it's like, okay, God, like help me with this because it can either be a strength or it could be a struggle. It could be a struggle if I'm not doing what God called me to do. And it could be a strength if I'm doing what He called me to do and I'm leading people to Him. That's to share your truth.
Yeah. Right.
Like if He did not give me the vision for share your truth, we wouldn't be sitting here first of all. But the things that are coming out of our mouth would not be accepted by y'all out there. And I feel like that's definitely a strength, but it can be a struggle.
That's true, Bridget, because I remember EJ used to always be like, read the Bible. Like she used to tell me about just religion, and I was always just like, I'm cool, you know. So she invited me to connection group, and when she invited me to connection group is when I start accepting religion. You get, not that I used to question it. It was just that I used to be like, I don't even discuss it. Right. You believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. I don't got time. You get what I'm saying? But when I came to connection group, I don't know why, me and Bridget just had this like, oh, okay, you know, maybe because I had a perception of when people just be too generic about God and the Bible and the religion, like as if they ain't did nothing. Like I've never cursed or I've never done anything, and I've been hearing God's words since I came out the womb. It just seems to me that was just too, but like, come on now, like, so y'all ain't going through what I'm going through. Ain't nobody out here going through what I'm going through. You get what I'm saying? So when I came to connection group, Bridget made me feel like
you could relate.
Transparency.
We all going through something. Absolutely. I'm like, oh, we do. Like, I didn't know that people that was in church went through stuff. I just used to always be like, they say they don't curse, you know, they wear skirts and they just, you know, living in straight life because they're saved. And that's all I used to know. And when I came to connection group, I kind of was like, oh, they are normal. You know, people in the church are normal. They do have strengths and struggles. They do have strengths and weaknesses. You know, they do go through, you know,
fall down. They do fall
everything. You get what I'm saying? And I didn't know that. Until I came into connection group, and it's like you do have the voice, you do have the word to kind of like bring people in that have a normal life, that's not just walking through life like just everything is just fine and dandy. You get what I'm saying? So I could agree to that.
And Kel said something years ago, I don't know if she remembers, she said the church and the Bible, all that stuff is the hospital. It's a hospital. It's the place where we go because we're broken. The truth is that we're broken and we're looking for something. Because everybody is at some point looking for something. That void.
But why is it that they don't share it? Why is it that they don't say that I'm going through something, or you know, like they would paint a picture like as if everything is good.
I think it depends on the ministry you go to.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Some are very authentic with the truth. Because our pastor, she's very truthful.
Yeah, because I'm big on transparency.
Yeah,
I'm big on just like you don't have to give me your whole everything, but at least let me know that you're dealing with something.
Because it could be a catch-22. You can either bear it all, and then people be like, "Well, why am I even going to church then? If you still struggle, if you still got messed up finances, messed up relationships, and messed up heart, then why am I going to church?"
True.
And then the other side is, well, okay, why do I need to listen to you if you're going through that? Some people judge you if you be like, "Oh, this is what's going on with me," then it's like, okay, well, who are you then? So why are you teaching me?
But the thing is, like for me, and that's why I say everybody learns differently, because for me, I am the person that will bring me to you. If I see your growth, if I see that you've been through this and now you're here, a year ago this was you, now a year from now you're here, that would make me listen.
Right, it inspires.
You get what I'm saying? Even though, like, even with people that's on drugs, like, it would be like principals at schools that they'd be like, she was a principal at the school. I'm like, how did you get on drugs? I want to hear your story. Like, nobody's story is exempt.
Absolutely.
From me. You get what I'm saying? And I learn from that. No matter if you're high or if you're low, if you're in high places or if you're getting high. You get what I'm saying? So either position could help me. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, share your truth, because you never know who is going to be there that's going to miss.
I think it goes back to just judging the fruit, like looking at the ministry, like, and even if you don't even get deep down, like, because sometimes you could be on the outside looking in and it do look all good, but I think your spirit will tell you, like, it'll talk to you or tell you, like, and that's where you just judge the fruit. Like, look at like what they driving. Like, you can see, like, is this pastor driving this, or, and not saying that it's all materialistic, but you can look, because sometimes it's prosperity gospel. Or what? Prosperity gospel or gospel prosperity? How do you say that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I know what you're talking about, though. I ain't never heard you saying, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like, so just, I feel like now that you're where you're at now, just judge by the fruit.
Now I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
You You know what I'm saying? I came to Connection Group.
But on the outside looking in,
I'm there on the outside looking in. Before, I didn't even want no parts of it because it just looked too fake to me. Generic responses and generic things that you're saying just to get me here.
Just the fruit speaking for itself.
But now I know how to discern. I know how to be like, oh, you not for me, or that's for me, or whatever the situation is. Now I'm there, but I wasn't there at first. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's important to show people like you was really a mess.
Yes.
And now I'm a message.
Man,
like I feel like I was a mess. I'm still being cleaned up.
Absolutely.
For real.
I'm still being cleaned up. Like God just purged me every day.
Yeah.
I got some stuff to work on.
The beauty of it. I swear to God, like now that I'm where I am spiritually, I wasn't there when I first stepped in Connection Group. She gave me a Bible because I was like, I ain't never read no Bible.
Oh, me and you was the same. I walked in there.
I promise. I never read the Bible. I was like, I don't know who wrote this. You get what I'm saying? I was on that level. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So now when I stepped into the Connection Group, I've been there since. You get what I'm saying? That's why to me it's very detrimental to share what you're going through because you don't know who it could help. Like you don't know who it could draw, and everybody's not going to draw to you.
Absolutely.
Period. Like that, it is what it is. I'm not for everybody. Like you know what I'm saying. But the people that I am for,
they gonna hear
they gonna feel it. They gonna hear it. They gonna be like, I was there.
Right.
Once in my life. You get what I'm saying. And for them to know, no matter how far I go or no matter how big I get, I'ma always talk about when I was down.
Right.
Because those struggles made me who I am today. Me being on welfare, me being all of that.
All of it. Yep.
I got it. I received it. Thank you for it. But now I'm at a higher stance. You get what I'm saying? So those things are very detrimental to just, put that out there and let people see when you were down. Like, so
she's grown a lot too. She has.
And then it's crazy because even I don't share everything on social media, but I put, where I was, and people see me grow. Like people who knew me before be like, dang girl, you really,
that's good.
You know what I'm saying? You really have went from like here to there. You know what I'm saying? So with my attitude, with my personality, not hugging people. You know what I'm saying? Because I was one of the people used to think I was mean. Like they used to be like, oh my God,
that's how they think
you mean. Like and now who I am, they like,
they show
there is a guy.
If you know me,
Bridget, your face got better, girl. Your face got better. Facial expression got better. And for me, my strength would be encouragement. Like I recently just found out what an empath is, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's me. That's people that pick up energies and pick up spirit, like pick up what you got. Like when I'm in a space, I could feel you, and sometimes I might be like, y'all, like how you been? Like what's going on? Or I might just give a hug because I could feel it. Like I feel something's going on, and so that's what I give. Like I give my love. Everybody that's in my area, I want them to know, like you love. Like I see you. Like I really love you. Like what's going on? You can talk to me.
That's true.
And then anybody that's starting, whether it be like starting a business, whether it be like whatever you doing, I always want to be like, okay, cheerleader. And so my strength can also be my struggle because I be like, oh, this person, do like encouraging them, but then when it come to me, I used to give myself the worst self-talk. Like, girl, what you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, cut it out. And so I shared before with the ladies, but I struggled in school. So a struggle with school for me, I would shrink when I get around people that have degrees. I get shrink when I get around people that are established. Like it was a couple of times where people came to me and I'm like, no, you might need to go this way or that way. And my sister was like, why are you doing that? I was like, oh, this person got education. They might want to follow that person. And my sister was like, nah, you don't never just do that. So I had to work on that. So now I've took a self-evaluation and I'm like, because that was one of those things like, oh no, get up to that person because they qualified, because they have a title. But then I was reminded that you are working in your title before you get it. Absolutely. Like the reason you get your title is because you're working in it. So I've worked in that. And then another one of my struggles is co-parenting and working with my daughter's dad. And so the last 2 years have been crazy. Well, 8 years, period, put it all together. But just co-parenting and trying to remain focused instead of fearful, focused instead of angry, focused instead of being in a battle. Because I remember seeing this one meme years ago, and it was a dad over here and a mom over here, and both of them had ropes, and the father's pulling the rope, the mom's pulling the rope here, and the child ended up splitting in two. So when you talk bad about the other parent, and that other parent is talking about you, the child is in the middle, remembering that the child is half of both of y'all. Right. So whether you saying that the parent this is not that, or the other parent is not this, that's a struggle. So I've been trying, definitely praying prayer, like, God, let me just be the best person that I can be, the best woman, the best mother that I can be, to show her that although me and your father didn't make it, you are still made out of love, and we both love you.
Yeah.
So that's been a struggle for me. You know, being a parent, for those of you that are parents, it's a struggle when you don't feel your best, or you feel depressed, or you feel, you know, at the bottom, and you gotta wake up and look your baby in the eyes and get them dressed for school, and then you gotta make sure that you don't push that emotion off on them, because just like I can feel, she can feel energies as well. So sometimes when I'm not feeling my best and I think I'm faking it, she's like, oh mama, you know, out of nowhere. So that's been a real struggle for me, especially over, like I said, the last 2 years, just going through it with him, thinking that I want to take her from him, that I want to erase him.
With me, I just give everything, whatever he want to do, I let it be done. I don't argue about it, because I used to be like, no, who, where, what time, you know, and that was just too much, to where now it's like, go ahead. He be like, I want it for Christmas, sure. I want it for Halloween, sure. I want it for Thanksgiving, take them. You know, it was like, you know, I was done with the whole back and forth thing. Like, get them. Whatever you want to do, get them. Because guess what? I'm tired of you thinking I'm the bitter baby mama. Right. Because you could be the bitter baby daddy. But, you know what I'm saying? But since that word is used, it's like, okay. So
the word ain't used.
Yeah, the word ain't used.
Angry.
Nobody, very angry.
Right.
I never heard. So it's like, to me, I just used to always just give it to him. Still to this day.
And in my mind, I'm like, because it's very important for young ladies, and it's important for boys too, to have that father, because I know my father is everything to me. So even when we were together and she was in the womb, I'm like, look, you gonna have to be everything to her, because my daddy's everything to me. I go 10 toes down for my father, period. So I'm like, no matter what I say, or who anybody say, my daddy could do something right now, and I'd be like, Daddy, I got you. Period. So with him, I told him that from the beginning. So when he started to do, you know, little things that was inconsistent, I let him know right then and there. We not raising her on inconsistency. Either you all in, or you all whatever. And I'm never gonna pull you out. But what I'm saying is, don't be inconsistent in, you know, the arrogant side of people. When you try to tell them things and they don't want to hear it, they feel like you being controlling. And it's like, I'm never gonna take her from you, and I'm never gonna say no. But what I will say is, you can't be doing this with her and throwing her up and throwing her down. So that's been a struggle for me, and I feel like now we're at equilibrium. Like, we're moving forward. It's still some things that I'm sure he feels like I'm doing, and I feel like he doing. But at the same time, I had to ask him, can you love her more than you hate me? Like, can you love her more than you hate me? And can you release like everything? And I fully apologize. And that was, you know, for the things that I may have done to him. I didn't even wait for him to apologize to me, because it's not even important no more. I already forgave you. Let's move forward. So I would say that's been a struggle for me for over the last 2 years, because it got real crazy to where he thought we was in a whole war. And I'm like, how are we in a war? I didn't sign up for the military, sir. Baby, I'm not even in the Navy. Like, you know, only warfare I want to do is spiritual warfare. Like, you know, so things are getting better.
That's good. That's good. High five.
Yeah, awesome. That's good. Also, like Kels, I am also struggling with being a single mom or single parent. The co-parenting is getting better. Like, so keep doing it, because it will get better.
Man, prayer.
The co-parenting is getting better. Of course, I had to allow God to help me to get there, but it was definitely a struggle. Another struggle that I have is let me rephrase. It was a struggle. I just got delivered from this, and it was being a side chick. And And it's crazy how the enemy works. Doing this show is what helped me to be delivered from that whole situation of being a side chick. And it's like, since then, I've been in constant battle. Like, the enemy has been definitely attacking me because I'm no longer being held in that bondage. Also, this whole week, I have been being attacked because I just found out some other news. And it's that that whole time that I was being a side chick, he had a baby.
Like, she was pregnant, or
and I did not.
He had it.
I was in that situation for a year and a half. Almost 2 years, and I just found out that whole time his situation was pregnant, and they just had the baby. So that's something that I'm currently struggling with now, only because I feel horrible. Like,
but you wasn't like a
I was a
side chick.
Like,
you knew he had.
Did you know?
Not that
No, like, obviously, when I say side chick, because like, hold on.
Different levels to it, though.
And just to full disclosure, I'm married. I said, well, full disclosure, I'm a single woman, and the man that I want to have is just for me. I don't share.
And this
I
is
said,
the part.
you're a married man, so you need to keep with your vows.
Because if she would have went and got another dude,
He would have been upset.
he would have been.
Oh no, he had his times.
You get what I'm saying? And it's like, you got a whole full relationship over there. Like, how are you upset that I'm trying to run it?
Me,
It's confusion. And I said all that to say is, with us as women, we have to remember, because it does get those moments where you be like, because there are some guys that have people that come to me and I'm like, oh, it would be nice to be in a relationship, but then you got to remind yourself, no, I'm not sharing.
Yeah.
I'm not settling for a half a man. First of all, and then two, you got to remember that I had to tell somebody, I'm not going to mess up the man that God has for me, the marriage that God has for me, because I chose to dip into another lady situation. So but it's tough when your feelings are involved, Jazz. I understand. I totally understand that. But we have to remember as women to now that we at this situation of with this revelation, moving forward, I'm not gonna settle. Because Satan knows. Because Satan knows exactly what you want. He gonna give it exactly what you want, and it's gonna be painted exactly what you need. But it's gonna be a big capital but.
And I look at it like you're confused, and I would not be a part of your confusion. Because that's what it is. When people dibble and they live, because we're going to call it like it was, he was living two different lives.
Right.
So when a person is living two different lives, they're in the middle. They're being pulled, just like you gave an example. They're being pulled, and they don't know which direction to go. So what they do is they pull everything and everybody around them and make you join in their confusion. Now you confused about who you are, what you like, what you love, where you're going. You become part of that, and it interferes with everybody that you love. It's just like it just keeps going.
The enemy is happy with it all.
Yeah.
The enemy happy with it all.
Within that situation, like on the first episode when we talked about, I think confidence. Like confidence was something that I never struggled with. Like inner, outer, like nothing. Like my confidence always been on high because I just knew who I was. But that situation broke my confidence. Like it broke my. I felt like I wasn't like I felt like I lost my light. Like being in that situation, like it made me happy, but it also made me sad. It made me mad. It made me act out of character. You know, and it was like I was forced, and because I was trying to be something for him that I naturally didn't know how to do, I was trying to force myself to be this person for him. So it's like we kind of stayed in constant battle with each other, and it's like, look, like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is new to me. I've never done this. Like, you know, I don't have people around me who have done this, so I don't know. And I'm like, this is not who I am. And, you know, when I saw that, that's when I should say, you know what? You losing yourself. And you making yourself, you degrading yourself, you're devaluing yourself. Like, I felt like I lost my worth, like everything. Like, my hair fell out. I had to end up cutting my hair. Like, it's a lot of stuff that I struggled with in the inside and on the outside. So that's when I really knew like I had to walk away from it because it was just chipping away like my confidence, just who I was, like even being a mother, like is this something that I want my children to be involved in? Like, I'm not raising my son to be a man that's dibbling and dabbing. Like, no, I pray for my son to be a husband. I pray for my daughter to be a wife, not for them to be, in infidelity or anything like that, but praying over everything. Like, we praying over who your wife gonna be, who your husband gonna be. We pray over all of that, and it's like, how are you doing this for your children, but you're not doing this for yourself? Like, but you're doing it for yourself, but you're keeping yourself in this situation. So it's like, I had to sit down and self-reflect, and just like, God had to like basically break me down, and that's where all my confidence just went out the window, and I just had to cry out to him, like, okay, God, like, I need you to take all of this and just remove it from me. And like, that's when he ended up purging me, and that's when everything started like going the way I had to fast. For like, God had been telling me to fast, and I didn't do it, so I fasted for a month, and that helped me come out of it. I started regaining my confidence, but now it's like, now I have insecurities, so it's like I'm seeing all these insecurities that I have, and I'm just like, oh Jesus, like, when is it gonna be over? So it's still a struggle for me, but only to get back to where God wants me to be. So it's like, I had to be broken down in order to be built back up, and it's, I'm still growing. But I guess I had to experience that, because my sacrifice is somebody else's salvation. It didn't feel good. It hurt, like, many tears, many whys. Like, why me? Why do I have to go through this? Like, all these side chicks out here, you want to shoot me? Like, no, Lord.
You the one with the conviction, though. You got the conviction.
So, it's definitely a struggle. But I'm just glad that I've got delivered from it. And that I can speak on it. It don't feel good speaking on it, like, especially since I just found out this other news. It's just like, oh dang, like, I really feel horrible. But it's not about me. Right. It's about what God want me to do. How he can take the bad and turn it into good. So I have to I have to surrender, I have to repent, and I have to allow him to have his way.
An encouraging word just to get through our struggles and our strengths is to stay true to yourself, and always be in that place where you can reevaluate your position, who you are, your reactions, and all of that. Just being true to yourself, it will allow you to see where you can grow, what you could do different, so you won't have to go into that same circle doing the same thing over and over again.
That's good.
Know your worth. That's what keeps ringing in my head. Like, know your worth and align yourself with your worth. Align yourself with people that have the same views of your worth. Anything that causes you to dim your light or to diminish or to sink down, stay away from it. Fast forward if you need to, and allow yourself to keep going higher and higher.
That was good. She took mine. No. But my encouraging word is going to most definitely be self-reflection. Learn how to self-reflect. Even if you write it down in a journal, even if you keeping like-minded people around you that's going to tell you when something is not right. But most definitely self-reflect. Learn how to self-reflect, because that's not something that's given. Like, we don't know how to self-reflect in the world today, but learn how to self-reflect. Step outside of yourself sometimes and ask yourself, is that what I want to represent when I'm here, or your higher self? Like, step out of yourself and ask yourself those questions. Every now and then. I try to do it whenever I'm feeling some type of way, ready to pop off or ready to whatever. I always step outside of myself and self-reflect.
My encouraging word would be to repent, surrender, and allow God to order your steps. Just surrender unto him. Let him have his way. And from there, you gonna be good.
My encouraging word is stay true to yourself, because when you can stay true to yourself and literally identify what you're struggling with and what your strengths are, and then share it with somebody else. Because if you can do that, I feel like you will break chains, break barriers, break down walls. You will take back the power that people feel, because some people do feel powerless right now because of what they're struggling with, or because of what somebody told them about themselves, and now they're struggling with it. Okay, so I feel like once you are able to identify your strengths and identify your struggles, kind of self-reflect, then have a come to Jesus moment, and then tell somebody about it, because don't try and mask it. If you try and mask it, it's harming you more than it's healing you. Okay, so don't try and mask it. Tell somebody, even if it's just your best friend or somebody you come in contact with that you've never met in your life, and y'all just start talking. Bring that up to somebody, because you don't know. Right, that release is important. That release is gonna help somebody.
I would say that know that your struggles are something that's going to help you be a better you. So those struggles it gives you time to learn who you are and allowing the space for you to grow, because we should be growing every single day. There's something that we can be better at every single day. So those struggles are not to be looked at to take away from you, to make you feel less than. You can condition your mind to think those things, but I believe that some things that we go through, God is putting it there for you to be a better person. And those strengths that you have, polish them up. Like, don't be afraid to use them in whatever space that God is calling you to do so. But I think one of the things that helped me, and I'm going to share this with you guys, is write them down. Write down your strengths, write down your struggles, and ask God, how can I turn this struggle, or what was the lesson that I learned in this struggle that it could become my strength. And always know that where you're weak, God is always strong. So whatever struggle you have, He still has you in the palm of His hands, and He's carrying you, and He's covering you, and He's loving on you, and He's just being the guidance for you to get to the next level. But you have to be willing. And what all the ladies said is, like, be true to you, because if you're not true to you, you're not going to get the blessing from the struggle, because there's something in it for you. And it's not to look to the left or to the right, but to look within yourself and be true to yourself.
Share your truth.